All right, we're gonna make this easy on me. We're gonna do a shorter album. It's an EP, but who gives a shit? I mean, people always if that people always either they don't take EPs seriously or they kind of look down on them like they're lesser than an LP or album. But like it's a shorter album. Who gives a shit? There's a lot of good EPs out there that don't get recognition because it's not an album. So fucking what, Who cares? Um, all right, so uh, yeah, 4 tracks, 12 minutes. Not that bad. And yeah, I've been gone for 5 months again. Um, the longest time I've been away. Actually, no, I was gone for a year at some point. Second longest time I've been away. My computer died. Like 3 different parts I had to replace, and it took 5 months, and it was a hellish month. Holy shit! Like that family drama, just everything. Like, and you know what the worst trip. Despite all the horrible everything, I think the worst part was being forced to use a Chromebook for the past 5 months. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Holy fuck. I mean, like the poverty, the starvation, like family leaving me, whatever. Chromebooks, oh my god, what, like, that was the worst part. Anyways, so we're gonna get into this. Um, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. Sure. All right. That's quiet. Okay. Guess we're doing ASMR thing this time. All right, fine. First track, signing on. Very lo-fi, deliberately, and very quiet, also deliberately. Track 2, transmission. Okay. Very nice playing, a lot of nice chord voicings. Not a lot of dynamics though. I'd like more dynamics. It might be MIDI. I don't know. I know Vaporwave's all about sampling, but just the sound of it sounds very I don't know, hard to tell. Peak and volume there, some nice strings. Maybe it is sampled. I've heard some piano. Or sounds like this, dynamics are just, full on. And, it's very meditative. With just how it's composed, you have all these little, you have all these rests, like here. It'd be nice if there's a bit more dynamics. If they'd ease up on the plane a little bit, you know. If I heard drums, might be just almost sounds like a bar music or lounge music. I mean, there's something I was gonna say, but it with a piano piece like that, again with how it's arranged, I'd appreciate more dynamics in the playing. I'd appreciate if they were a bit softer on the parts where it's kind of trailing off into these little pauses, and also it's one of those songs that benefit from not being locked into a strict tempo. It'd be sometimes like with classical music, right? It's super super strict. It's all about perfection, and I'm channeling the original. It's perfection in terms of music theory, and also trying to like channel the original composer's emotions in the playing, right? And at least for the one side of the section I'm talking about, right? Some piano playing is a lot more loose, where it's the tempo wavers a lot, you know. And a piece like that with how it's composed would, I think, be even more emotional if it were to have more dynamics and more of a fluid playing style, because it's a very beautifully written song, of course, but it almost feels flat in a way. That's kind of all I got to say about that. Third track, propagation. And again, if it's like sampled, these are not criticisms. Nice word. Progression. We're not criticisms to the artist, because obviously they can't really do too much with being sampled, Sound like the left hand had some dynamics in it though, but it's really hard to hear. And I don't want to boost this. This is not the music to blast. This is made to be quiet. So I'm keeping it quiet. Some horns. They're playing off each other melodically. very jazz thing to do. Or at least that that technique is in jazz a lot. At least I'll say, concerning that execution. But like, again, beautifully written. Like chord progressions, the chord voicings, very nice. Very nice piano playing. You know, it's looping, but it's not boring. In fact, it's very meditative, and that's hard to do. It's hard to have a piece that is so simple, you know, and it just goes on for so long without changing too much and not be boring. You know, it's meditative, it's calming, slightly eerie in a way, you know, and the album cover really gives it across too. Or melancholic, you know what I mean? I can always appreciate albums that have a unique sound, and I can always appreciate albums where the album cover matches the sound. I can appreciate it more when it's a unique sound because it shows that there's a lot of artistic intent and they're treating the whole thing as a project, like, you know, or a package, you know, like music is, you know? And and it shows that the album or the album art was kind of conceived alongside with the music. And you know album covers nowadays are so, I don't want to say fucked up, but it's so, the art of the album art, you know, has been kind of lost, and it's kind of been watered down to like, oh, I just need an image, you know, like a cool image, or at worst just an image, you know, could be, you know, whatever. And you know, before album covers used to be, you know, it was art, it was, you know, it's, you know, they had to be, you know, hand drawn or painted, you know, before we had computers. And also they, you know, they would get the word for it, not moniker, not virtue signal, but there's a word for it. But the imagery would convey, not a calling card, but like it would convey what it sounds like, you know, like, you know, death metal albums would look a certain way, and a trance or EDM album will look a certain way, you know, and then you know, a female pop artist always has a fucking damn selfie when they with an Instagram filter as her album cover, like every time, or whatever. Fucking like Rihanna, Ariana Grande, just, you know, Britney Spears. It's always got to be their face every time. But point is, you'll be able to look at an album cover and be able to know what it sounds like, and something like Birthday Mask all the way up there, the I cropped my camera, you can't see it, but I got a Birthday Massacre album up there being displayed, and yeah, it's like purple and black and kind of creepy and mystical. That's what the music sounds like. It sounds like the color purple almost. And anyways, that's my rant for the day. I'm gonna keep going if I keep going. So I'm gonna not keep going. Last track, Reception. It's a little not distorted. What's the word? It's a little detuned this time. And the detuned nature really adds a lot to the melancholy. It really does. Especially with very simple piano pieces like this. It's octaves by hand. Nice. Unison and then arpeggios. It's very nice playing. These songs won't be hard to play. Maybe I should learn them. On my keyboard. Maybe I should learn them. Again, nice playing, nice voicings. Very nice. This one's a bit more nostalgic than melancholic. To me, they're one and the same. Nostalgia is positive, melancholy is negative. Two sides of the same coin. Which I don't think we've utilized as much as it could be. Nice people explore that more. This walks the line very well. Nice little grace notes to finish that off. Just cuts out. I like that. No fade outs or ins. Just, it's like you're tuned in for a second. you know. Sounds like you like caught a glimpse of something. Like you're just kind of passing by, you know. Um, it's a lot. Um, the only complaint I really have is track one compared to the other three, the four. Um, Very different. I can see conceptually what they're going for. It's literally called signing on, so you know, kind of like a lobby, you're waiting kind of thing. I get it, you know. It's very short, you know. It's like loading, you know. I get that. Um, Conceptually, I get it. As a listening experience, I mean, for me, I'd prefer to have. It reminds me of Radiohead and Rainbows, which I made a video on that got blocked. It's on Patreon, by the way, for free. It's just there. It's where I upload things that are blocked. There's a bunch of stuff there. Um, it reminds me of In Rainbows, where the first couple of tracks are very different from the rest of the tracks. And at the time, I've I've grown to like the album a bit more since then. But at the time, I was like, man, I just feel cheated, you know, because like it's one thing which I liked, and then it was just a different thing. And I'm kind of getting this. I'm not. It's funny because I'm not really getting that same vibe here. Like, you know, even without the concept, you know, the whole thing just kind of blends really well. But like, it's more of a nitpick than actual criticism. Is that it'd be nice to have either one sound or the other sound. You know, I mean, they have a bunch of albums. I'm pretty sure. So maybe I'll go through them. Maybe they have some that are just piano and just um whatever you call that, you know. Um, but again, it's a nitpick. It's not something that like takes me out of the experience or anything. If anything, you have this brief little opening here, and then transitions into this, you know, very even just how the song starts, how it's composed. You know, like the pauses and stuff, right? You know, um, it's it doesn't come across like it's one thing and it's a bait and switch. It comes across like, oh, it comes across like it's more like kind of like it's not a bait and switch. It's not sudden. It's more of a like it's lying you down. It's very, you know, kind of piques curiosity for a second, you know, and then it just kind of like you kind of slowly accept it, you know, and then by the end of it or the middle or whatever, it's just it, it's this now, you know, like we're listening to this now, you know, and it eh, um like I said, it's very hard to have things this simple and repetitive and not boring, you know, and this is the thing, you know, I feel like a lot of music nowadays has been so watered down, you know, looking at you, Drake. And, you know, the point is always, you know, they want, you know, it's watered down songs that are very short. And the goal is to have it, you know, be looped in the background a lot. And, like, look at, you know, that's why we have, like, things like ambient music, things like vaporwave, you know, things like a light jazz and stuff, you know, or some classical music like the later stuff like Eric Satie, I think is his name, you know, like stuff that's like meant to be played in the background. That's the whole point of it. And in that, it's its own thing. Like, you know, like there's textures here and there's a lot of thought put into it, you know. It's not just music that's been simplified to be in the background. It's music that is made to be the in the background, you know. And, you know, you know, it's simple, it's meditative, it's quiet, you know, it's a lo-fi. And even then, there's a lot of different textures. Even you hear, even like the feedback is changing, you know, like and like you know like the feedback is changing slightly and stuff, you know, like you know, and you know like we don't have to water down all music, especially like rap and hip hop and R&B stuff. You know, that's mostly where it happens. Or well, everything's watered down, but those genres is where it's watered down for the point of being, you know, background. But like we don't have to do that. We have background music. We have stuff like this, you know, and and like if I want background music, I listen to stuff like this, you know. If I want pop music, I'll listen to pop music that's made to be pop music, you know. It's catchy, it's upbeat, you know. Just stop put into it, you know. There's a lot of, you know, I like a lot of Japanese pop music because, you know, they haven't lost the plot like we have over here, you know. Even like I actually enjoy stuff like Maroon 5 or, you know, Katy Perry or stuff, you know, like it's all pop music has to be is pop music. It's gonna be catchy and that's it, you know. And considering all it has to be is catchy, you look at something, you know, like Maroon 5 where there's all this other stuff going on, like, you know, like even like their early stuff, they have like blues solos and Adam's voice is really good. And, you know, there's thought put into it. It's, you know, for pop music, it is good, you know. It's not bland, it's not forgettable or whatever, you know. And I like my pop music to be like, you know, entertaining and engaging and catchy, and you know, I don't want it to be like bland. It's not the point of it. This stuff is what you want. This, if you want, you know, quiet background stuff, this is what this is for, you know. Stop watering down other music um to do things it's not made to do. You know, it's not the point of it. Anyways, I guess that's my second rant for the day. Or first, I don't remember. I did a I did a this is take two of this video. I might have I don't remember how many times and whatever. Anyways, I don't remember it. I don't remember how many times I ranted. I think that was the second. I think that was whatever. Holy shit. Anyways, I think I'd give this a 8 or 9 out of 10. Probably a 9 out of 10. Probably a 9. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Good. I'd say. Yeah. It's a 28 minutes recording. It's a 12-minute album. Um, I think I gotta cut it here because if I don't, I'll be yapping forever, which I think I said. But again, I don't know if that was in this take or not. I'm a little tired. It's almost 3 in the morning where I am. Actually, no, I'm not tired. Low energy. Haven't eaten pretty much at all today. I'm gonna be up till like 7 a.m. That's my bedtime as of late. Anyways, like I said, I'll keep going if I don't stop this. I'm gonna stop this. I might do another video. Right? I don't know. We'll see. I need to get back in the swing of things, so we'll start. We'll start slow. It's been 5 months. You know, again, my computer kind of blew up or whatever. I just got it working a couple days ago. You know, so I'm taking it slow. You know, still trying to install the programs I need to do. You know, I actually wanted to do a piano stream earlier and I couldn't because I can't get the audio for that working right. Which, by the way, I don't know if people there's a lot of new people here. I've had a lot of new subscribers over the past while. Thank you very much, by the way. And my set has not changed in a while, just so people understand. I forgot I a lot of extra work on my microphone today, trying to improve my audio setup. There's a lot of noise gating stuff on, so you can't hear it when I'm not in front of it now. But there's like a whole bunch of music stuff here. I actually have more stuff elsewhere. I got a violin. Also, an electric violin needs to be repaired. So like I do play things, and so I know what I'm talking about when I, you know, talk about like the like when I'm talking about like the pianos in this album or other things. Like I do know what I'm talking about, and I'd like to stream more, but I can't get the audio working. But anyways, that's shit for again. I'm ranting again. Not important. Right, I think that's it.